So that's potentially what we're going to be looking at with calming the storm. Now, as you can see, and as we've talked about in the past, we are not looking at, you know, a very smooth, fluid thing. And certainly where we don't want to be is on the very top of that arc. So we do have techniques that interrupt roundhouse clubs attacks as we go along. This one is not interrupting, more intercepting the attack. So it's not necessarily that this is already in full flight. We have a technique that deals with that in Blue Belt where we're a little further along, and that's defying the storm, as we'll cover in future. But again, we also have this one where this is potentially someone untrained, because again, someone trained with a stick is not going to be the same kind of beast to deal with. But what we're looking at is they're potentially loading up to swing and starting this swing through. So while it's prescribed as a roundhouse club, good luck doing it against a full-on swing roundhouse club. So here what we're going to do is we're going to intercept before the initial swing, or at the very point of the initial swing, which is back here. So we're going to take out the power center before it even moves, and then we'll deal with it as we go. So here what we're going to do is on calming the storm. As I said, we're going to intercept, and what better way to intercept them with something that looks so like Bruce Lee, intercepting fists and all that type of thing. So we are going to essentially take a step forward. As we take a step forward, the left hand is going to come up to cover, okay? We're going to shoot forward, and we're going to punch straight into the face. Now, there are multiple ways of doing this. There are multiple targets that people can use, but hit the head, the body follows. So as we take our step forward, we're going to drive that punch straight forward into the face. Okay, our hand is still covering here because we haven't really dealt with the weapon as yet, but we are dealing with what's wielding the weapon at this point. So once we hit our punch to the face, the next line from here, and there's variations on this as always, which we'll cover both in a second, this right hand is going to come back and cover the striking hand, or the opponent's hand in this case. As we come back, we are going to punch in. Now, the variance on this target as well is different. This is going to be a vertical punch, as we see, going to a forward bow at this point. There are variable targets we can hit, as always. One main one, hit them in the chest or hit them straight into the sternum. Start to square them out and send them back. Take more of the power away. The other option is you attack the brachial plexus just inside here, where essentially we're hitting and, you know, killing the arm a little bit more. So again, you could be hitting the head and then striking in towards the shoulder, again causing the same fade back, but destroying what's essentially wielding the weapon at this point again. So we have our punch to the face, we have our cover underneath in this case, and we have our punch, like I said, pick a target. Sternum, brachial plexus, that's a preference for me. I punch in on that line. From here, this hand comes back to cover. We've got our cover on the low line here. This hand is going to come back to cover, and once we hit that, we have our back knuckle strike into the ribs from there as well. So we have our punch to the face, we have our punch, in my case, to the brachial plexus. From here, we pull back, and there's that pull back into your back knuckle and your checking hand here. Variation on this technique, again, everything is pretty much the same. We have our step. There are those who go under with the punch, and again, that can change your target. That might be then to the ribs potentially. You might not be hitting something as high as the shoulder because your arm is going to get in the way. So you may be hitting on a lower line direct into the ribs, or again, sternum, whatever the case may be at that stage. So when we hit in, we're hitting on this line. And then from here, this traces on the inside line and comes back. So there are several variations, not several, but there are a couple of variations. In this case, my preference is to come over the top with this one and come here with the second one. However, I have had it that we hit on this line as well. So that's calming the storm. The important thing here with calming the storm, of course, is make sure that you're intercepting. So this is a load up and a swing, and you're catching this person before they start that swing. If not, we are into defying the storm potentially, and that's something we'll look at in a future video.